Anin, Zimaganish Indigenous Cause. So, welcome back to Niiji Sobriety Chat. Um, Today I would like to talk about rebuilding your life after addiction. Right in the beginning, it feels like a really uncertain time. I know it did with me, just the abstinence and trying to get a grip on the abstinence to begin with. But after that, after, you're able to deal with your abstinence, it comes time to rebuild your life. And, some of the things to keep in mind are things won't happen overnight. So slow and steady wins the race. Um, Recovery is a slow process, unfortunately. But recovery is something that you have to work at, and it is something that's definitely worth working at. So, what does rebuilding your life look like? Maybe you didn't have a life to begin with, or that you knew of. Some of the good starters are start to eat well. Eat a balanced diet. You've heard me say it before. Ramen noodles, hot dogs, and mac and cheese are not food. Um, and, so eat good. I know it's hard to cram some vegetables in there, but do that. Maybe consider a daily vitamin. Another thing is to get your rest and your sleep patterns back online, because depending on what you're addicted to, you might not have good sleep patterns. Your sleep pattern might have been, well, I'm going to stay awake for a week and then sleep for a week. That's not healthy either. So, try to have a set bedtime and a set time you get up. Make a routine for yourself in the morning. With, get up, wash your face, make some coffee, watch whatever you're gonna watch on TV, and then get out the door. A lot of things are follow through, because it's good to make goals, and I'm gonna kind of go down two roads here with goals. Um, you want to follow through with your goals. If you make a plan, follow through with it, but also make realistic goals. Uh, just you're not going to be totally back on track overnight. Do you want to get a job? Do you want to go to school? Do you want to do school and a job? What kind of field are you looking for? Um, trying to get yourself an automobile is another one. Those are all nice, realistic goals. And they take a little bit of time to think about and how you're going to achieve those. And, so that's why, follow through is important, because that's being honest to yourself. And, when you start doing good things for yourself, truly, truly good things for yourself, you're going to feel better about yourself. Other things that you can do is you can take up some hobbies, do some drawing. Walking is a hobby. Exercise. Journaling is always important. It's good to see where you're at, because you might not be able to see the progress. But if you got a journal, you can go back a month and see that, things are changing for the better. Take care of your health. Oftentimes in addiction we neglect our health a lot. If you take care of your health, you're just going to feel better. And all these things will make it easier not to relapse. And watch your emotions. It's okay to feel different ways, but how how you're acting when you're feeling a certain way, that's truly the difference. And that's important. Um, just kind of be mindful about how you feel. And another thing that's kind of hard with rebuilding your life after addiction is rebuilding trust. Because I can say it without having to explain a whole lot of it. A lot of us did damage to our family, our friends, employers. If you manage to have any employment while you're addicted, and make amends. Some people aren't going to let you make amends, and that's okay. You need to make amends up here. Just to promise yourself that's not going to happen again. I lost my train now. Oh, and other things that are good. Native American ceremony, powwows. Put the tobacco down every day, smudge. All those things are helpful. Talk to an elder about how you're feeling. Build a good support circle. If you're in treatment, follow that. If you're not going to treatment, consider some meetings. I did meetings for a while. It was what I needed at the time. Now I see a therapist at the VA, and actually we hit a milestone. When I started out, she was seeing me once a week, and now we're back to, not back, because we were never there to begin with. We were to once a month. We went from once a week to once every 2 weeks to once every 3 weeks, and now it's once a month, and that feels good, and I agree with that, because I don't have, I probably mostly because I'm dealing with things on my own better. I don't need to lean on her, and I don't have as much to talk about when I'm there. So, if you can see a counselor or a therapist, that's always good. I guess that's about all I have for right now. Till next time, Gigawabman.